Welcome back to Afterlife. It's episode 49 with water under control, with the production of new ammunition and weapons, and things are looking really good right now. The infections under control. We're in a stable state. The base is in a stable state. The horde base is getting better and stronger, and for the moment anyway, is easy. Dire wolves are kind of the only problem, but we have a better weapon to help deal with them. So realistically, looking at what there is left to do in our crafting area, there's nothing coming up soon that I'm too excited about. A couple things that I'm looking at, three areas I'd say that I'm looking at for kind of the next things I'd like. We just recently got into our new backpack, like one level ago, and what a difference it makes. So I'm already going, okay, where's the next one? Well, the hiker backpack is at 37, so 15 books to get to the hiker backpack. It's tempting, but it's not that tempting. Eventually, if we draw a little closer, if we get another, 5 along the way and only need 10, I might invest into that. Another is, now that we're getting into other weapons, I'd love to get into shotguns at some point, but right now we're just way too low of a level to bother. I think we need to get into about 25 plus. Maybe even 30 plus before we get into crafting our first shotgun. So for the moment, all that really leaves is the big need, and the one that I should be speccing into, and that is, of course, Forge Ahead. It's expensive. Forge Ahead is very expensive. So it's one you don't want to have to invest in, but we're stalling. We're at level 42. It took us forever to get the last few books for that distillery. And so far, we've only made it 2 books past them. By now, you should have recognized just how big of an impact that distillery alone has been for us to have. But the kiln at 50 allows us to make bricks ourselves. 60 gets us into concrete mix. Those are 2 things. And then, of course, the chemistry station beyond that are massive for progression, especially for upkeep on the base. So as I get better or stronger and the game stage goes higher, and I think I'm going to be leveling up a lot faster now, Horde Knight's going to start making a bigger step up week by week. I need to make a bigger step up. I need to have that all brick. I need to get into that concrete on the main fighting position fairly soon if we are going to keep up with the Horde Knight progression. So I'm going to go ahead and invest into Forge Ahead. Oh, it's morning. Crafting materials. I have 63. I'm going to leave just 3 of them. I'm going to use 60 literature fragments. Yes, that is a lot. And we're going to put it all into Forge Ahead, which uses 5 apiece. It's going to give me a dozen. We're going to come up by a dozen. That's going to take 11 minutes. Now, the thing that I would like to do after that is we have all this paper that I've been storing up. We're going to take 500 of that for now. And I think charcoal powder is what I need to go with it. The literature fragments. You can craft literature fragments yourself. Takes 9 minutes each. We can make 5 of them. I need black paste times 50. I need 50 black paste, which is made in here, and 5 infected waters. Okay, and that's that second tier. I don't have any of those unless I have some left in here. Oh, look at that. There's 5. Lucky me. Lucky me. That was from kind of long-term projects, just leftovers here and there. Oh, and that's going to be done really quick. So we're going to wait long enough to get that queued up. I'll go put this nitrate away that we got crafted up. That gives me almost 2,000 nitrate, and we've already used quite a bit on gunpowder, so that nitrate adds up pretty dang fast. So with that, we've got a couple long-term projects. That's another 45 minutes to get that going. We've already got the first Forge Ahead. We'll just read it right away. We'll have 11 more coming in, and that's a whole day. That's 24 hours of projects right there. Well, with it being dawn, we need to get ourselves outside. The garden should be another day before it's ready, I believe. Take our lap around the base before we head out for the day. Spikes have taken a little bit of a beating over the last few days. With it being foggy, it's hard to tell, but those loot bags would definitely stand out. This left-hand side definitely took a beating, but this backside's got a couple areas that are pretty beat up. It's the ferals that are starting to show up during the night that are having a bigger impact. Well, here's the plan for today. As much as I think we can just about handle the desert now, and the extra loot stage is nice, it's still dangerous. It is definitely still dangerous, but the time is close to be spending virtually all of our time here. But we moved to this town for a reason, and the desert was definitely not the only reason why we moved to this town. I don't remember quite where I left off. Ooh, Haven Hotel. Is that what I'm on to now? Maybe it is. Is that tier 5 though? That's a big question mark right there. Do we go for Haven Hotel now, as opposed to what you're gonna get in the desert? The Haven Hotel's gonna be a hell of a project. Yeah, that's a big project. That's a big tier 5. And I don't know any viable way to just kind of skip ahead on it either. You know, I bet you we could skip halfway through, though. Save ourselves the time. I mean, the loot at the end is the main thing you're going to want. The backyard's still on the earlier stage of what you're going to get in this one. But if we can get in there, we can find a way to break in, and I think we can. Like, taking down a hedge should work, right? Yeah. We're gonna cut the line a little bit. Okay, we've already picked up some loot. Let's wake up somebody in the neighborhood already. Well, there's your first easy step. Okay, this is our way in. The barbed wire is cheap, easy to bring down. You take out a block here, and we should be able to jump in from there. And shortcut the first floor or two of Haven Hotel, and shorten the project. So here's my thought now that we are just about capable of the desert. We prepped ourselves, we did all this work to get ourselves into position to be able to go to the desert, and I'm kind of there. I'm kind of capable, especially with the higher loot stage. It would be a very good thing to go spend that time in the desert. And if you can survive those first few trips, the better loot that you get will make you more capable of surviving subsequent trips. So the payoff is probably there already when it comes to the desert. But then what happened to the city that we're leaving behind? Right? You're abandoning that project. That doesn't feel like a great solution. Is that still? Oh, that is still. Okay, well, one more block. We'll get in. It's saving us a ton of time. Please don't be all. Oh, that's what's holding me up here. They're both holding me up. I'll get in eventually here. Okay. Still saving a ton of time doing it this way. The time to go through those few floors. Anyway, abandoning the city for the desert when it's not done, when it's not cleared. Well, the completionist side of me, for one, not a fan. But the time it's going to take to finish going through the city is immense. So I'm going to take what shortcuts I can, where I can, and go straight towards the loot whenever I can. No glue. We're not going to go in there today, apparently. I don't have glue in here, right? Nope. Okay, we will get in there, but today is not the day. Let's hope I remember where we've already begun the work, and we'll come back to it seemingly tomorrow as we go and get a duct tape. So close. Joey's cars. I'll just kind of hit these up. I don't think I have my wrench. No wrench on me. I do not need this fuel can. We're just going to go ahead and drop it. Scrap the get hammered. Read the rifle world as we continue on our way. Door's locked, so we head up to the roof. To the shop. One feral, very easy to deal with. Thank you for the loot bag. Other cool adventures. There's a glue, so bronze pickaxe repair. Read each of those. Oh, 2 vehicle adventures out of it. The buggy engine is now unlocked. Crafting the buggy is nice and all. Definitely increased storage. In the desert, that's a great place for the buggy as you have the open space. In the forest, terrible. Wow. In a matter of seconds, we've gone from 0 to 5 glue. 6 glue, really, because the one already used for the repair. Not a big deal. This is only a tier 2, so this has been a pretty easy place to go through it and get the haul. I suppose a nice little warm up before we head to the real one. And now that we have what we need to get into the real one. But I'm gonna have more stuff to scrap than useful items out of here. I can barely move now, so it's time to start that. Beanie and Goggles has no armor. Yeah, so scrap, read, scrap, and scrap. Jar of honey. I did take a herbal antibiotic this morning before we left, before I started the just before I started the episode, so that was a 10% reduction of 15 minutes stall. I was still on the 15-minute stall, so we just added another 15 minutes to it. Tried to save the deer carcass. Didn't work very well. Oh, that's a dire wolf over there. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have fun with this dire wolf here in a second. Well, now the dire wolf is giving me trapped vibes. More like a I gotta get on the motorcycle and run away kind of vibes. Did that finish him off? Oh, and it's a good one. It is a good one. Alright, let's take our rotting flesh while we're at it. Should get a good amount. Butchering up to 16 in the process as well. Well, that ended up making this a pretty good little place. Oh, and it's raining again. So, Magnum Enforcer Volume 6. Most powerful handgun in the world, just got more powerful. You can craft high power. 44. Already read the Machine Gunner 1. The Bandolier Mod schematic, I'm going to scrap that as well. And read the Vehicle Adventures. Okay, well, back at the hotel, back at our shortcut, and one more block to get in. Now, weight is not an issue, and I'm definitely not overloaded right now, but I got a lot of stuff on me and the bike's completely full, so I'm definitely not going to be making it all the way through this place, but if I can make a dent and make it partway through and then head back, unload, it'll depend on time of day, but it's into the early afternoon, 2 or 3 o'clock. I don't know how many trips I'll be able to get. As in, is this it for today, or will we be on for one more trip before nightfall? Probably going to be it for the day. Maybe I'll work on spikes, as some of the spikes around the base definitely took a bit of a beating. We never did finish repairing the one side, and it showed as a lot of those spikes got destroyed. Okay, we are in. Should probably wait a second for stamina to refill, because I think once I get up in here, I'm going to wake up a whole lot of, like, 2 dogs. Cop blew up. Not sure how I got damaged way back here, but maybe that was just from the barbed wire. Because I was backing up. But he also took this zombie out. Didn't have to fight her at all. Watch for that stinking vulture while I've done this place so many times, but I've taken shortcuts so many times, I'm forgetting. See, I thought this staff door was the way into the next area, but I'm not finding anything with it right now. Oh, well, I do remember one shortcut that takes you almost to the final loop. This little shotgun Messiah box, but that just added 3 things to my inventory and definitely made me a bit overloaded now. There they are. I knew there'd be a couple soldiers out here. Of course, I talk about skipping right to the end, and what am I doing? Going in reverse. And picking up all of it, because there's actually a lot of loot back here, so just making sure we get it included. She already woke up. Sorry down there. All right. Exit is right down there. Breaking through the wall. Probably 5,000 each again, but yeah, that'll be where we go from here. But it's late in the day and I'm pretty overloaded, so now's our time to go reset. And just as night falls, I get my last spike placed. So all the spikes are replaced. I crafted 40, so it took 29 replacement spikes, but now not as bad as before, but there are plenty, especially on the side that hasn't been fixed up in the first place. There are plenty that are in pretty sad shape. One project I want to do for tonight, I decided it's time. This whole let's block the hallway and keep the zombies out thing, yeah, I don't need it. So we're gonna get rid of that spike. It's not doing anything up there. So checking in on our progress. The other 11 forge aheads are done. I'm gonna read them all. The kiln is now available, and I've already picked up 4 literature fragments. The 5th one is still, the final one, still 5 minutes away. And then in the meantime, we've already gone back up from 2 to 12. So made some good progress today in obtaining some literature fragments to replace the high quantity that we've lost. But that is the kiln available. I've picked up a perk point as well, and I think what I'm going to take this time is pike. I'm going to increase the spear range by another 0.2 of a block, give us a little more distance that we can keep from the zombies. So the kiln is 600 clay soil. The stone and pipes are easy. Do I have 600 clay soil right now? Not quite. Not quite. So do I want to venture out and do it here during the night? Okay. These are always an adventure because there's a chance, we didn't get it here, there's always a chance that you're going to get a little surprise when you harvest the blueberries. Well, all those forge aheads have brought our kiln into play. Of course, I still need that clay soil, but I'm also now just one away from the advanced crucibles. We're going to have that here pretty quickly as well. Though I do remember it being a bit of a process to craft. Likewise, and we're just 6 away from the cement mixer, so we might be in play to continue right along with our forge ahead projects in the short term. Had just run out of food, so I have gone ahead and made 2 pumpkin cheesecake, which was all I had the pumpkin for, which has a nice little 42 food and temporary stamina increase of 20. Bartering doesn't matter without traders. And then 20 steak and potato meals getting cooked up. So plenty of food to hold us off for a long time. That's 50 food each. So we're gonna be just fine on food and water. Which of course we already suspected by this point. I mean, no surprises there. But in terms of progress otherwise, the perk books, still just the only one closed. I think I only pulled 1 volume in this whole episode, I think. So nothing great coming in there. Construction right on the edge of level 30. Athletics slowly up to 24. Scavenging 57. Stealth still sitting at just 20. We brought butchering up to 16 in this episode. Gatherings at 35. Mining's at 38. Combat's at 36 now, by the way. So that's plus 18 to gain the stage. So it's half a point every time we level that up. But clubbing still down at 18. Spears at 42 now. And as for range combat, which is largely a new area for us, right? We put the bow and arrow away and are finally getting into the others. Full-on rifles is finally at 10. It's reached day 1 level. So we've used the rifle enough to get that up to level 10, and no penalties exist anymore, but no bonuses yet either. Assault rifles levels up way faster than the others. I mean, we've already covered half the ground to the rifles, a quarter of the ground to the archery. We've already outdone pistols, which I had a little bit longer, but really wasn't using that either. Pistols at level 3 has a 17.5% penalty right now. The assault rifles at level 5, we've got it down to a 12.5% penalty. So that'll come along pretty quickly. It's not about damage though, so there's no penalty to damage. It's just how quickly we reload and the recoil when you fire. So and that rifle recoil was really bad compared to the others. At least there's no penalty on it anymore. That's helpful. In the attributes department, strength at 61, fortitude 46, finesse above their 50 at 53, agility at 23, perception 55, and intellect 36. So half of them over 50 now. We'll definitely progressing along pretty quickly, but we are going to be getting into that main loot area for a tier 5, but here in the forest. So how big of a challenge is it going to be compared to what I just faced on a tier 3 or tier 4 in the desert? It was a tier 4. Tier 4 in the desert versus a tier 5 in the forest. We'll see how it compares, but that will be for next episode. We're going to be heading straight towards that loot room area, though. So yeah, wish me luck on that. I'm actually tempted to take our mallet and the planter and some brick and mortar. Maybe have that little bonus so we can set up a little defensive area to hold them up for a little while so we don't die in the process. Otherwise, we're definitely going to be running like crazy, and I don't know how well running like crazy is going to work for us. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.